Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Speed Gaming Daily Race. This time, it is a HMG race. It's going to be an exciting time. I am Alana Bean, joined today on commentary by the morning Professor Render. How are you?
I am doing wonderful, Alana Bean. It's always great to commentate with you.
Likewise. All right, why don't you go ahead and go over the mode here?
Okay, so this is Hybrid Major Glitches, also known as HMG, also known as Overworld Glitches, but with 4 extra clips. So just 4 extra clips. So this is a mode where, amongst a wide pool of glitch modes, where we see our runners going to be doing a lot of tricks and weird overload stuff to get around, and the additional stuff being there's 4 extra clips in the underworld that makes it Hybrid Major Glitches. So there's some underworld clips here, and we all start with boots because the glitch modes that you get a free set of glitch boots effectively. So one of the first things that runners will like to do is check some runners will like to check the Highlight Island for the first item, and here's actually one of our first clips here right out of the gate. So this is a boots clip. This is basically the opener for a lot of glitches and stuff, and we use that to get over to the hobo for 20 rupees.
And we have 4 runners on restream today. Please bear with us for the glitches here going on in the glitch seed. We've got Mr. Buyer, Checks Human, Emrith, and Zeke Highwind. We'll get our technical issues sorted out, but in the meantime, let's enjoy some glitching.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, this is because, for whatever reason, the reason why these boost clips even work is because the diagonals are kind of weirdly programmed in terms of collision, such that you could clip into them if you are positioned in a specific way. And this leads into teleports, which is just a way of trying to eject you out when it's kind of still in this weird state of you're inside one of the diagonal slopes.
And for the most part, we have a few standard routes here. We did see there is a green pendant at Swamp Palace, so it'll be interesting to see if the runners ever need to glitch or get into there at all. But otherwise, we don't need a book to get in the desert. We don't need a glove or a flute to get up to the mountain. We've got a lot of freedom going on even before a moon pearl. It looks like Zeke Highwind going right to Saha Eastern Palace. Looks like Mr. Buyer is going to be glitching up the mountain. And same with Checks Human. There are several different ways to get up the mountain. Mr. Buyer is choosing a more direct route to get right up the mountain.
Yep, this is the Lumberjack DMA or Death Mountain Ascent. There's a number of other ways you can do it. We did see Checks Human do one other variant of it, and that's the quote-unquote new DMA. Not really new, so to speak, just more of the DMA that's... But it's a lot more safer. It doesn't have you moving up and down to try and avoid waiting for 18 minutes straight.
We've got 2 runners immediately to Tower of Hera. Not much going on in that basement. And you may notice that Tower of Hera may not provide us with a small or a big key, because we have different ways of getting through the dungeon. The newer clips that are found through Herapod are not in logic, but otherwise are.
Yeah, and so here's actually one thing now that we're in Hera. We did see that this dungeon is actually locked behind Misery Mire. Because the logic now expects you to do a clip from Misery Mire to Tower of Hera, because the Hera small key that would normally be in the first 3 checks our first 3 checks in the first floor are not there.
If that small key could be anywhere in the dungeon, including the basement. The big key could be in its own big chest. The dungeon's pretty weird.
Correct. Yeah, and we do see checks even going to do the Graveyard Ledge, thanks in part to doing a clip that lets him get down from there, get down from Death Mountain all the way up to the top of Graveyard Ledge, and that can also be applied here. And to answer a question in the chat from Ken, yes, there is that we actually were just there a little bit ago. That the way you can get up there to King's Soup without a glove is just by doing that clip that we saw Checksuman do, not to get to Graveyard Ledge, but instead to go over to King's Soup. I'm actually seeing that right now from Mr. Byer.
Lifted a rock without a glove too. Kind of cool.
Yeah, because the inside of that rock is apparently just a grass tile for some reason. I don't know why. It just is.
We did see Zeke Highwind did get a cape out of Eastern Palace, but not much else going on. So in this mode, you can see some pretty funny things, like, say, a Moon Pearl in Skull Woods, or Village Backcast Thievestown area. It's the logic of an HMG seed is very different.
Yeah, the logic is way different compared to what you normally see in just regular standard play. And there's currently, from as far as the glitch mode standard way is concerned, there's 3 different types that you will come across if you ever play glitch modes. There's overworld glitches, which is what where you see most of the time from these runners. Like, we're doing overworld glitches here as we speak, as we've seen it for the past like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. There's hybrid major glitches, which you're seeing right now. It will become more apparent why the hybrid major glitches. The hybrid portion of the name is in just a second as the race goes on. And then there's no logic. If you probably see me ever in chat and saying, you can do this in such illegal position, like illegal, illogical location can be done in no logic. That's because there's no logic, period. You can do whatever you want.
Just about anything short of the glitches that allow you to beat the game within a couple minutes, just about anything besides that is allowed.
Anything goes, yeah. And actually, recently so a little bit outside the scope here. There was a glitch that was recently discovered that actually got banned in hybrid major glitches. It's called Stairmaster, but I won't really cover that further. If you want, there is the Glitch Talk channel and the Glitch training channel in the ALTTPR Discord.
On a side note, we did see Amarith pick up a bow, pick up a sword. So Amarith is well on their way.
Yeah, Amarith is getting places. So we do see that blue potion coming up from Mr. Byer. Our tracker Malmo, who's also the number one source to when it comes to talk whenever you're dealing with those, did say potion like just I forget if it was one dude, but I got the.
Yeah, so check 6 an accidental death to a crab there, because no matter mode you play, crabs hurt. That being said, like Render was saying, Malmo's the person to go to with anything glitch related. And you can see Check's Human doing a glitch to get up to Floating Island. Who needs a Moon Pearl? Not us. There's that sword for Check's Human. There's that sword for Mr. Byer.
Okay, I'm turning off noise suppression. That should fix the roboting problem.
Yeah, sound good now, Render.
Okay, cool. Yeah, noise suppression is a thing. Anyway, we are seeing Smile Cave from Check's Human. This is the one arrow that is very inconspicuous and has no implications on logic or something. It's a unique item.
So with that bow, we may just pretty soon see somebody glitch into Palace of Darkness. Another area that could have a Moon Pearl or something else.
Also, yes, you did see just Mr. Byer clip through that. That is allowed. See, it looks like Mr. What is Mr. Byer?
Sorry, Moon Pearl's on East Death Mountain. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So Moon Pearl here is cool, but I'm more curious what Mr. Byer is up to. To be honest, it's a pretty. Oh, it's a teleport. Cool. Yeah, so that Moon Pearl is kind of as far as major glitches, like as far as overall glitches are concerned. You probably would want to see it more in a more night cooler spot there, because that Moon Pearl could literally be anywhere and like in glitch modes. And to talk on the Moon Pearl a little bit more, in order for Darkwood access, all you need is that Moon Pearl. That's it. The Moon Pearl is the only pit of Darkwood access that you need.
We can go to Ganonstar right now, folks.
Yeah,
we're not gonna, but we can.
If we wanted to, we could go to GT, and there's a way to do it. Looks like Amerif was a little high on the Heather was a little high on trying to get to King's Tomb. I see what she was trying to do. She was trying to go and do the King's Tomb, but I think it was a little high there.
Now,
I thought it was
like
low.
this kind of clip below or above where she wanted to go. Easy to do because it's almost pixel perfect to get where you want to go.
Mr. Byer pulling out the Witch DMD, or Deathbound Descent. Much like with. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it looks like we're going to Eastern.
Yep, we're clipping from the witch's hut to Easter.
So we do have that blue goo. So we could fake flute and go to the Evestown area many different ways. Don't even really need a flute at this point for that, though.
Yeah, this is the fake float is a thing that is part of some of the side effects that inhibits the Yuzuri's Bottle Adventure, or YBA for short, as Chuck's gonna get a Master Sword.
Good Master Sword. Sword can sometimes be your go mode in this mode. Go mode can come incredibly quick.
So the YBA is a subset of witches that that involves using a bottle on a transition, and these there's a whole wide range of effects that you can do. Oh hey, Amerif's showing off the sign that's here on the land bridge. There's a sign. If you're playing glitch modes, it shows the winners of all the glitch tournaments that we've done over the past couple of years, ramped up in intensity in more recent memory. And it's on this land bridge that gets us from the West Step Mountain to the East Step Mountain. And if you go ahead.
No, you go right ahead.
Yeah. But first of all, Zeke is in pod now because of the first of our 4 clips that we can do in the underworld, and that is called Kiki Skip. And second of all, if you want to know what that sign says, if you are playing in a no glitches environment and you end up clipping in there, it just says, "How did you get up here?" Oh, that's not what Amerif wanted to see. So she had to save and quit there because what had happened was she was gonna try and get that best sword on the on the floating island, but ended up accidentally map wrapping, which is the result of trying to transition at the very top of the map, which makes the whole game very, very unstable to the point where I think a wrong movement will result in a hard lock.
Yeah, game doesn't like that.
So if you're not intentionally doing it, you have to drop dead and save and quit. Otherwise, you would lose progress if you try to do anything else.
And Uncle with that bow. This mode, you don't always see runners check Uncle early. Usually it's pretty much routed in with Pyramid and a mirror. But 3 of our runners have gotten that bow from Uncle so far, so pretty good move.
Yes, and this is something that it's really what I like to do in terms of that in terms of going to the front of escape is something called the hour rule, which basically means if you are an hour into the race and you don't have a mirror, you just go for it. You go for the front. But I believe it seems like it might be older information now, but that's fine. Amaryllis does finally get her Master Sword, so she's on the clear. At least, thankfully, this the way getting out isn't terrible, but it looks like she may have messed up the inputs there. So she has to do a recovery that way she has to do a little bit of recovery here. Yep, there you go.
Gonna get that Moon Pearl pretty quick.
Alright, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, touch a little bit more about Palace of Darkness, Zeke Highwind. When he entered, he was in kind of, what is it called? It's cave state, I believe, where you have an infinite number of keys, basically. So you just kind of open up the front door just in case the key is locked further in, and you just walk back out, and you gotta enter pod the correct way, or else you're kind of gonna need to save and quit from that point too. Lots of these glitches, very easy to pull off, but if you mess them up, which is often easy to do, it results in a soft lock or worse.
Correct. Yeah. This is to the tune. Those infinite keys are to the tune of 255 keys, which, given that the key count is a 8-bit unsigned integer, that 255 is effectively -1. So which means -1 would make it so that the key graphics and stuff do not render, because you always have 255 keys in the game, but only the key graphic gets rendered when you're in a dungeon. And yes, to answer a question in the chat, once again from Ken, Mr. Buyer did pull off what is that fake flute, which means you now have Mr. Buyer actually went to Kakariko without the need of a flute. This is the that YBA I was referring to.
It does cost you your potion, so it's not free, but it's not a bad thing to do. It's quick transportation.
Yeah, it's a move that you can do. I don't personally do YBAs myself, but unless the situation calls for it. I typically do YBAs more in no logic because, well, it's there's a lot more you can do with YBAs than just fake flute at that point. Okay, so what seemed looks like what happened to Merv was that she intended to go over to Zora through another DMD, which is the Zora DMD, but it looks like she ended up in the wrong spot. So and it got stuck in the cliffs, which is a soft lock.
So to touch a little bit more on some of the glitches you may see coming up here, we do need a medallion to get into Misery Mire, but you don't need a medallion to get into Turtle Rock. And you don't care about your 5-6 crystals. Pyramid Fairy is readily accessible if you have East Arc World access, or really a number of ways. So the game pretty much is broken as heck, but it's perfect.
Yeah, and for the most part, you won't see a whole lot of when you're actually in the dungeons themselves. They're just normal, with the exception of Meyer and Hera and Swamp, because of the fact that Meyer you can clip from Meyer to get to Hera, and then you can clip from Hera to Swamp, and they're appropriately called the Meyer to Hera and Hera to Swamp clips.
And the funny part about those clips is that if you enter Misery Mire, those small keys suddenly become very important potentially.
Yeah, and we did touch on this a little earlier, but the Hera was locked behind Misery Mire, which means you have to bring a key in from Misery Mire to continue further with Hera, because you're gonna get that key back from Misery Mire. Because what we did say a little bit earlier about the various states. If you get a key from Hera while you're in Misery Mire, that key is now attributed to Misery Mire instead of Tower of Hera. And likewise for Hera to Swamp, Hera and Swamp. So if you mirror afterwards, you do end up back in Mire because you're still inside Misery Mire effectively by the game's knowledge.
Yeah, you do not need myths to get into Ice Palace. There's just all sorts of ways you can get into dungeons that normally you can't, and it means the logic has changed in such a weird way that the small key to Swamp Palace does not need to be in the first check.
Correct, yeah, and a little bit of a side note here. Checks did get the first crystals on the board, and here's Misery Mire. Ignore the fact that this is ignore the little glitch stuff there, because that is supposed to be rain, the rain graphics. If you enter Misery Mire in a way that's not intended, you get that.
And we did see the ether is the requirement for Mire. We do get tempered out of Mire Shed, but you can glitch back out of the Mire area towards Death, or towards Dark World in general. So you'll see Mr. Mire kind of glitch out of here to go back towards Hype Cave.
Yes, and you also, and kind of similar in vein to what through the glitched rain graphics, when you leave Mire while it's still raining, the rain sounds are still playing up until you go somewhere else, and because the game is not expecting you to leave that area while it's still raining.
All right, we got Amaranth and East Turtle Rock trying to bomb jump across. This not so logical.
Well, I think it is. I think it's still in logic, but I don't see why she's. I don't see why she's when a bomb jump, she can just boots should bonk over and I guess. Oh, okay. Side notes. Mr. Myers in Johnny Two Bombs' cave and found a hammer.
That's big. That is HMG friendly right there.
And to answer another question from Ken once more, then hypermatrix glitches is somewhat different from regular matrix glitches, because, well, for what? Oh, okay. And Mr. Meyer once again just impressing me on the amount of knowledge that he knows about overworld glitches. See, it's as kind of the name implies, it's a bit of a hybrid between the major glitches and the overworld stuff. We're actually gonna get a Tam Swim here.
Yeah, this is one of the ways you can get into Pyramid Fairy without so much as the 5/6s or a mirror.
So we won't see that new clip that we did see that we were talking about a little bit, somewhat. Well, I guess somewhat. This is a new glitch that was discovered by who actually one of our members in the chat. In fact, that's Specky Specs. It's called the Specky clip. Appropriately enough, it's a clip that I didn't know about until like literally like a few minutes ago. So what that entails is that you can clip through hook, clip into. You can do a bomb clip and then hook shot over to the statue to clip yourself all the way to the other side of to get to the right side to the main area of swamp. 4 hours ago, apparently. Okay, that's just completely new tech that just happened just now. Okay, cool.
Go Specky Specs, go!
One of the rising stars within the community.
All right, in checks, gonna get the unfortunate news there is no hammer and pod. Pod is a crystal, so we do need to beat it, but I'm not gonna do it on this trip.
So looks like Mr. Buyer is gonna do another tam swim just to get to the opposite side of hammer pegs, and actually enter Thieves going to Village Podcast. Yeah, and the hammer to answer it was the hammer was in Johnny Two Bombs' cave, also known as Hype Cave to some people.
Which is basically accessible the second you get a pearl in this mode.
Yeah. Wish I had the tam swim emotes, but oh well. So we're in Thieves Town now. This is just this is a dungeon that it is a pendant, so we don't have to go too far into it if we wanted to. We're probably just gonna check the first, or no, we probably gonna check the first 4 and leave. We're not even gonna. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter now because we have Boom Pearl.
Thieves Town could be used as a bit of a conduit when you don't have a Moon Pearl. Not needed in this case, but it's a subject that we could touch on in a later HMG race, because it's a bunch of fascinating stuff that we will not even be able to have time to cover.
I guess it probably does matter in fact. I was kind of going to my, yeah, that's the I was gonna follow up, because if we were Mr. Buyer was going to leave, not Death Warp, by taking a Death in the Dark World when Aga is not killed in glitch modes, you enter what's known as the fake Dark World or fake Light World, depending on what you find. Oh wow,
Nice
there's a club. There's a nice club on the shovel. Which I am, and there's another bow.
Okay, so that glove checks is going right over to checkerboard, because who needs Dark World through Mets and Mirror and all that stuff? Not us.
No. Us glitch players, we know a way around this. But yeah, if the fake Dark World is effectively you're still the game puts you into Light World, but the current map that you're in, a portion of the Dark World, is still the Dark World. But you can continue when you leave it, it's still gonna be, it goes back into its Light World equivalent on the map. So, and that can be used to route in a way. You know that you're in fake Dark World when you see the pots change. It will turn from the skulls into regular pots.
A very confusing thing when you're first learning this mode, because you're like, wait, I was in Dark World. No, wait, I'm in Light World. Wait, what happened?
So here's the funny thing. So I think I played the first randomizer seed in a race, and I actually, when I died in the Dark World, I actually picked up that, oh, wait a minute, am I in fake Dark World? Because I picked up on it because this was right when I learned glitches, and I hadn't recognized the signs of it. This was like the first one that was when Desirect was working on it at the time. Which was, I thought that was a little awkward, but like, oh hey, I know this. Also, very, very clean blind script from Mr. Bayer here.
I don't think anything came of Thieves Town, unfortunately.
There was a bow.
Yeah, but we already got one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's for Mr. Bayer. This is his first. Depending on if our runners do decide to go into Thieves Town fully, that will be silvers.
True.
Alright, so Marif is gonna also do the Dip Mountain Descent, which is the way to get to Moon Pearl.
We got Zikawan heading in a desert. No fire source, cannot beat it, but it's a Sphere 1 check that could amount to something. It is a pendant, but you never know.
So, to add on to the fake Dark World things, if you had decided to go and do the moon, if you didn't have the moon per early, you decided to go to Skull Woods, you could Death Warp and give yourself access to the rest of the dungeon, just because you are just gonna abuse the fact that you're in fake Dark World, and you're not affected by by the bunny status effect. But so far, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the first time I found a Moon Pearl in Skull Woods, it just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is one of the spots that Moon Pearl can show up in. If you just have to have a bit more, you would have a little bit of knowledge that, okay, you can still bunny walk and do glitches that way. It's a little bit convoluted, sure, but it's if you don't have mirror, but sure, you can still do it.
Yeah, learning that the hard way.
Yeah. All right. So we're seeing Mr. Bayer going through Eastern. Zeke is gonna go and check out King 45. And so it's now Marif is going to go into this Pit of Thieves. We'll see if she decides to go to the back to get those silvers.
I tend to doubt it. There's still quite a bit to do, and it's a pendant. Like, it's a crystal, whatever you go and you do it. But, I mean, she hasn't even checked Hype Cave, which is obviously the hammer. There's a lot to do right now. I think you just Death Warp out.
Not even Death Warp out, you just walk out. Because it'll take you to fake Dark Worlds.
Oh, good point.
Because at that point, if you're in fake Dark World, then you're just going back to Light Worlds. And you can't even go to Hype Cave that way. Yeah, that's exactly what she's going to do. She's going to walk out. because she knows that death warping would only just put her in Fate Dark World.
Sometimes just better to walk.
Yeah, and because you start with the boots anyway because of glitch boats, this isn't terrible. All right, so Mr. Byers now heading into this Armos fight, getting ready for this quick kill. Looking good so far, and clean. As that is Mr. Byers' first crystal on the board.
Is the sort of mode though, if you don't see it, you can go from no dungeons to 5 cleared really, really quick, depending on how quickly and what items you can get. So you look at the mode and you go, oh, look, we got a couple runners with a crystal. Well, Pods Beetle, but the game's just not giving us something that kind of shoots us in any one particular direction right now.
Right. We do have the means to complete it, that's for sure. And to answer a question in chat from, again, Ken, there's a couple ways you can get to ice without a glove. These involve a clip, yes. There's a lot of these involve clips. This is a game about clips. The glitch modes are all about clips. And so it looks like Mr. Byers is going to do another Tam Swam. This is to do Back of Escape. And then missed.
Just missed.
It looks like Mr. Byers was way under. Okay. Ooh. This is a pretty spicy hookshot cave. A very spicy hookshot cave. Okay,
yeah,
so we got
Meyer.
Okay, calm down. Okay, so that was Mitts, hookshot, Mitts, flute, and ether. But wait, where did we get the hookshot? Hookshot was in Hookshot Cave?
That's evil. Who wants to get that?
That is a. I completely missed that, but that is equally funny because that is equally funny and it's a gotcha. So yeah, that is the full Meyer package if we were talking no glitches. And we didn't have intel on it. Now, I will say though that flute isn't really all that useful because we can just clip around. It's more of like more of a quality of life item in glitch modes.
Yeah, but if you find it early, you activate it if you're in the area. It could be useful in a couple situations, but if you find that flute more than like 10 or 15 minutes in, you're just never activating it.
So we go ahead and pick up that red boomerang. Meanwhile, Amarith is going to go ahead and take a look at this ice rock cave. I don't believe we've seen this, so she'll be giving us the first hint of this. Just bombs.
And Mr. Byer, the first one to go into pod and also be able to clear it.
So we will be seeing two crystals on the board in a little while.
We got Chex making the deeper dive into Thieves Town. Oh my gosh, doesn't want to go to Johnny Two Bombs.
No, doesn't want to check that just yet, but Chex will be on the way in just a bit, I would imagine. But Chex will be the first one to get silver arrows. Yeah, and the bit chest, as our tracker Malmo has stated, there really wasn't an item there, so it's okay for Chex to keep going here. So there's our first runner with silver arrows.
And just a quick reminder, everybody, links are in chat. Don't forget to give these 4 runners a follow. Putting on a great show and volunteering their time for us, showing us some really amazing glitches going on. And while you're at it, follow my co-con, Professor Render, and our trackers today, Pixcalibur and Super Malmo World, all doing a fantastic job. Thank y'all so much.
And I've mentioned Malmo a couple times before, but like Malmo is a invaluable resource in terms of glitch modes. In fact, she actually just did complete a new project with the assistance of Muffins, a all-new interactive glitch map, which includes stuff for the underworld, the underground areas for the first and second EG maps, and both states of light of overworld. And the link is in the chat now. https://glitchmaps.mfns.dev. Wait. Why is it so dark? What did Chucks do?
Oh, just trying to play with the colors a bit. Sometimes you get weird colors, sometimes it's dark. It's fine.
Oh, okay. It is. Okay, it was LSD blind. Okay, I didn't notice that the door. I didn't notice it for a second, but the door is open. So what Chuck's team had did was perform something called an LSD blind. This is something you can do in no glitches. But it has some presence in glitch modes, specifically no logic, because you would have to do it in order to get yourself out of the blind room, because when you do the LSD blind, it actually opens up the door. Due in part to a game mode switch, if ever the details right. I know LSD blind has something to do with a game mode switch.
Look where Zeke's heading.
So this will be Zeke heading into Johnny 2 bombs. Heading to, this will be for the hammer. And as far as I can tell, no, you don't. Not in any normal sense. But apparently you can soft lock a door, Rondo. I didn't. That's the one thing I did not expect to hear.
Okay, check slowly heading towards Johnny 2 bombs as well. Gonna get that hammer. And pretty much gonna be off to the races at that point. You can get to, at this point, Ice Palace and go beat. No, you can't. Well, yeah, you can get. Okay, so Zeke's got Bombos. Everyone else, nobody's been to Hookshot Cave yet. As Chex is like, cripes, I could have gotten that half hour ago. Gosh darn it.
Oh, by the way, Zeke is in GT, because yes, you can go into GT pretty early in the game, and it is entirely in logic.
Yep, you got your hammer, you got your hook shot. So there could be a lot here right now.
Yeah, what you'll see with a lot of glitch runners will do is that as soon as you get either Samaria or hammer hookshot, you go in GT and do the entire and go down that entire side, like one side.
And if the big key is not blocked by the Samaria, that's the Evil Shield. If it's not blocked by Samaria, then GT is in full logic to just beat it.
Put that shield where it came from, or so help me.
I'm with you, Render. Team no shields.
Team No Shields for more technical reason. Team No for you. Team No Shields because of it's more of a sprite thing.
Evil. But we got Zeke heading down left side of GT. We got Chex even picking up that armor upgrade, looking fantastic in that purple armor. We got Mr. Buyer in a dark room in Pod, finishing that up. Going to be the first to beat Pod. We got Amaranth in the desert, not going to amount to too much, and not beatable without that fire source.
And Mr. Buyer has taken down Helmus Arcane. So that will be the second crystal on the board. And there's another bottle. This one has a B in it.
This isn't no logic. Bottles are good, but not that great. We want progression.
For a glitch runner, bottles are a very nice thing to see, as we kind of saw a little bit from Mr. Buyer. Alright, Chex Human is going to do... looks like this is going to be a setting up for a splash delete. So this is going to be another Tam Swam. To get over to get over here. Oh, this is that okay, this is Hookshot Cave. Okay, cool.
I have
cool.
never seen that that setup to get towards Hookshot Cave. Holy moly.
I have not seen this particular setup. I know you can Tam Swam, but I never expected to Tam Swam that way, like that.
Right, from Grumpy Fish to East Dark Death Mountain. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it is also on the new map. Oh, we got a mushroom. We got a mushroom.
We don't want to see that. But Chex Human is right where he does need to be with that hookshot, so that's not bad, but it does. I don't remember seeing a big key in GT, so I'm pretty sure it's Samaria locked.
Don't believe. Yeah, Zeruvian actually confirmed this. It is a cane locked GT big key, and there's that hookshot for Chex Human. He's gonna go ahead and get the entire Misery Buyer package.
Rex is gonna be like, yeah, okay, game, I get it, I sent, thank you.
For me, it's like, okay, slow down. Okay, I can only track so much. Just calm down. All right, we are gonna see Zeke Highwind going on to face this Moldor. We've got a gold sword. This will just be a cakewalk, like 2 slashes worth of a cakewalk.
Hi, Trolldorm. Okay, Zeke's first crystal, 4730, and the first one to beat Tower of Hera.
Meanwhile, Chex Human is activating the flute.
Well, you got those minutes, I could see it in this case. I mean, you could glitch down there, or you could just flute. It's fine.
You could do it if you wanted to. You could... I did say it's more of a quality of life thing than anything else. So we are going to use this to go up to... We're going to flute up to 1. And it looks like
Chex is going to GT.
This is probably the This might be the GT play. Yeah, this because we are going to be going through the portal here while the camera is still broken.
It's not broken. It's perfect. That's fine. Oh, Spike Cave. We have not seen this yet. I'm pretty sure.
We did see a fire rod? Or yeah, that's a fire rod.
Oh, in here? Oh, holy moly!
On the big chest, and it looks like
worth it.
And it looks like from our deduction is that based on the logic that we have is that ether is hard required to get to Hera, because that means that fire rod is locked behind by Misery Buyer.
I think that checks out.
I think unless Herapod is, I don't think Hera is probably considered in logic unless
No, it
Malbook.
is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. People told me that during the mentor tournament is that it is not in logic.
Right. Yeah. That's what I figured. It makes sense. So that's okay. That is a nice fire rod, and yeah, that ether you needed that to get from Hookshot Cave by logic, which by the way, Hookshot was in the bunk chest of Hookshot Cave, as amusing as that is, and also pretty bad if it was a normal, if it was like a regular seed, like
in HMG render. My gosh.
Yeah, it's HMG. Yes. Okay. So
it's just horrible. It's like it could be there as a troll in a regular seed, and the game's like, nah, we're just putting it there in HMG. Have fun.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyway, Amirev's got her hammer from Johnny 2 Bombs / Hype Cave, so that's the last time you're gonna be seeing Johnny put 2 bombs. And it looks like
Amaranth is going for GT as well.
The only difference here is that Amira does not have hookshot. We're doing Spike Cave first, which makes sense.
Yeah, it's got a worthy item. I like it. It's not on our tracker, but I like it.
Oh yeah, like that.
Worth.
It's on our tracker. I did see it on Chuck's.
Oh, there it is. I missed it. There it is.
Yeah,
nice.
It's not the Key Sanity version. It's not even on the tracker.
Rude. Remove shields. Put on Bugnet.
I can see myself making a preset where there's like absolutely no shields and just replace with green 20s instead.
Exactly.
The team no shields version of open and it's hard mode. or it's hard item pool modified.
All right. Back to the race. We got Zekai win, taking care of Mothula with Butter Sword. It's fine. For another crystal. That is quickly crystal number 2 for Zekai win after being, I think, third to a crystal.
Yeah, because Amirov has yet to get any crystal that right now.
Mushroom's disgusting. Don't do it. Like, turning it in is just, even in HMG, is just, Well, I guess you got that flute. If you were getting Hookshot Cave, you got it. So it's a quick turn in, it's fine. Chex, what did you do?
Oh, Chex decided to hang out in the trees.
Yeah, just kind of yeeted into the trees. It's like, that's fine. What not to do?
I'm pretty sure that probably was. This is going to go. Yeah, this is going to do. This was supposed to be. I'm blanking, but originally, but this was supposed to be Kingston, but I think it was on the wrong pixel. Okay, we are going to see. All right, we are going to see. First, we're going to see ourselves going to Ice Palace.
We got Chex setting up a really quick water walk there next to Bad Fairy, so we're going to get a first mushroom turn in, I think. I don't think we saw it elsewhere. And mushroom is...
Quake. We can get to the front. Oh, we hard locked. So that is the result of that hard lock is the infinite scrolling hard lock, and that's what happens when you hit the wrong side of a transition, and the game is like, okay, where do I we're transitioning. Where do we go?
Oh, look where Chex is.
Chex is in Tower of Hera, about to get that fire rod and also clear Hold on. So yeah, the game is like, okay, we're trying to transition, but where do I go? We're gonna keep transitioning until we find something, and there's nothing that can be transitioned to. So it just keeps doing it over and over and over again. You're up in a loop, and the game just freezes. It's a hard block. You have to reset.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Render. Are we in Ice Rod Samaria from Go at this point?
I reckon that is the case. All right, there we go. We managed to get in. I believe this is because we did a YBA. I believe. I think that's what happened. So here's the second of the two clips, of the 4 clips that are in Logic in HMG, and that is just getting from the lobby of Ice to the spot directly below it. Yeah, so it's simple as that. You don't even need Bombos or Fire Rod for that. You can just bomb in.
I'd be really interested to see a couple checks that we could do in TR at this point. Like, if Samaria is not sitting in Ice Palace, I would just go to TR. The game's evil. Probably.
It's kind of rude that it would be very rude that Samaria is right here, because that means you have to. This is one of those ones where you have to IPVJ. And I make a statement saying, "Hey, this is why you can't rely on just Icebreaker to solve all of your problems. You still have to learn IPVJ."
And a funny part about what Chex just did, which is to glitch in a pod that we didn't mention earlier, is that when you leave pod, you got to go against your instincts. Pod door is closed through the front. It's a Kiki skip. You've got to hold down to go back in a pod. If you do not, you are soft locked.
Yeah, because
weirdest thing.
Yeah, but I kind of get it. It's your kick. It's gonna kick you back upwards and not downwards because of collision. And down just so happens to be right at the transition for a door transition to pod.
All right, Zeke going to be the third one into Thieves Town to be mostly disappointed just getting those silver arrows. As far as I can tell, Pedestal is on life support at this point.
The only things that Ped could really have at this point is just Samaria and Ice Rod. Also, please put that shield back where it came from.
That's a second one. Render.
I think that's actually the third one that we've seen, because that's Chex Human Chex Human and Zeke have like 2 shields already.
Oh my gosh.
That's all 3 of them.
Put them back.
Put them all back, yeah. Oh my god! Good thing you said that, Nerdy. This is the Super Guitar Bros MSU. It's a very, very chill set of. It's a very chill MSU. It's like really nice.
MSU.studio. You're welcome.
Yeah, MSU Studio has a lot of really good MSU choices from the likes of Moogle Charm and Structural Mic, and a lot of good names from there.
It's fantastic. You'll love it. MSU.studio. Enjoy. That being said, Chex Human does pick up Crystal number 3 through Palace of Darkness. We haven't even seen Meyer. Like, Meyer could have our Samaria. Oh, Mr. Byer has not been to Hookshot Cave yet. Mr. Byer, go there. You're not far enough down. That might be okay for him. No, not quite. Alright, checks human going into Palace of Darkness. Unfortunately, gonna get the worst shield of them all. And we do see the two methods going into Ice Palace. Checks human, gonna get the fire rod. Already got the fire rod, just gets to hit that little ice guy. Mr. Buyer, well, the fire rod and bombos could theoretically be an Ice Palace and a seed, so good to know how to do the method Mr. Buyer did get in here too.
Okay. So really quick, to answer a question, chat from Nerdy Cube, the MSU1 chip is a theoretical chip that brings Red Book audio to Super Nintendo games. It has to be patched in, and some it can be used in various emulators that support it, and specifically, and one specific flash card, the FX Pack Pro, formerly the SC2 SNES, that with the right stuff and a proper music pack, MSU pack for it, it lets you have Red Book audio music from like any game or even like orchestral ones. In the context of like to the past randomizer, people have made so many different MSU packs that from different games, of different mediums, or whatever, and that are in this game over like to the past. As we're hearing here, this is from Super Guitar Bros, which is a very chill track. I'm actually hearing a pretty nice remix of Corneria from Star Fox Super Nintendo. Yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is over the existing music from the game. That's just from the internal chip. It basically makes the music mute to play over the new music. We're actually a year in to our MSUs here on Speed Gaming. We actually introduced these. We introduced MSU packs last year at the start of the main tournaments last year. So, and since then, a lot of people have contributed their MSU packs to the verification operated by none other than one of our restream runners here, Amarif.
And linked in chat is the Google Docs for the approved list of the MSUs for SG. You may find your favorite on the list, you may not. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I actually contributed a couple of my own MSUs to this pack as well as, namely the Sonic Roboblast 2 MSU, the Rivals of Aether MSU, the Toontown Online MSU, the classic Gradius pack, the restream friendly version of which is approved, and
don't watch checks
treasure mix.
Don't watch checks aside, okay? Okay, just ignore me.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of not just the as Artero has pointed out there. There's way more MSUs that aren't even on the approved list. There's just tons of other MSUs that you could pick up, and it's just by a lot of talented people who know how to make it. All right, we are seeing from Mr. Buyer's side a cold start fight. And that's cold start down for Mr. Buyer. That is the third crystal on the board for Mr. Buyer, soon to be Chex Human's fourth.
And we don't have a lamp, so despite this being a glitch mode, Eastern is, I believe, in logic because the big key was early enough, but Pod is still not technically in logic without that lamp. We don't really care though.
Yeah, lamps at the caliber of the caliber. Lamps at the caliber of these runners are more of just a, hey, if I get it, I get it, and if I don't, then so be it. I know how to navigate these in the dark. All right, that's crystal number 4 for Chex Human, as I alluded to.
And Mr. Buyer about to get the best item in the game. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, this is pretty close though. We are still looking for a Samaria and an Ice Rod for collective go mode, pretty much. And Ice Palace with no help. We still have not seen Misery Mire. We have not really seen much of Turtle Rock. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we've really missed.
I can't really think much either. So Chex Human is going to go back and do this hobo. This is actually very early. This is actually pretty late for him. We saw this earlier for Mr. Buyer as one of the first checks he did, where I had to explain how teleports and boots clips work. To kind of bring it up to speed for those who are joining in and wondering how are these runners doing what they're doing. The diagonal walls that you see around Hyrule, they have really jank collision detection, as far as being able to slide around it, and so much so that if you line yourself up in a specific way and start doing boots buffers, you can clip yourself into those diagonal slopes, and then from there we can use teleports, which is just the way of the game trying to kick us out, to kick us out of the diagonal slope.
And instead, it oftentimes teleports us to locations we'd rather go anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it just kicks us away farther than it's intended.
Okay, and Amarith with the second crystal for her, so she is on her way as well.
Yeah, this is the first crystal that the second crystal that she had gotten. So now trying to catch up here.
And Check's going after crystal number 5. Not really gonna have much of a challenge with Moth here. But I think this could be the first runner who goes to Maya or TR at this point that takes it.
Alright, so this is Chex Human's this is Chex Human's 5th crystal. I think he mentioned that already, but yeah, so we're just looking for, once again, as we are about to approach the 1 hour and 10 minutes mark, just Samaria and Ice Rod. That's it.
Alright, goodbye Mothula, crystal number 5 for Chex. Just gotta get that Samaria for Meyer. And a Samaria and Ice Rod for TR, but unlike a normal mode, TR has a number of checks readily available that could be a Samaria. And looks like Chex Human is going to Misery Mire first.
Yeah, this makes sense. At this point, all roads have to really go to Mire. In fact, we had to go here anyway because of the logical implications of the Fire Rod.
And a reminder from Zerubian in chat, we still haven't even seen the back of Escape, have we?
We did see Bank of Escape. It was pretty early on. It didn't really have much.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw somebody fail to get into the back. I didn't see anybody get back there. Okay, I missed it.
Also by Pterodactyl, we probably don't want to like. We would pick you up, but we have better things to do.
Yeah, we're good. Meanwhile, keep your eye on Check's human side of the screen there. We have not seen any of these two items that could be available here. But it could just be one with one Vitreous. We'll see.
Oh!
Oh, game.
That is pretty mean. That's a Samaria. We are now in an ice rod hunt.
Yeah, just go to Hookshot Cave. It's fine. That's pretty much everything. Just go to Hype Cave and Hookshot Cave. You're fine.
Yeah, that hookshot. The Hookshot Cave was what we needed to get to Hookshot Cave anyway because of that ether and of course the hookshot being there, and the cane just ended up being right there. And again, we knew this was we had to get back here somehow, or to get here anyway because of the logical implications of HMG saying that the fire rod is just right here. You have to go through Meyer.
And Smith Chain comes up dry for Zeke Highwind.
That's Chester.
Okay, Check's human just needs an ice rod for go mode at this point. But the problem with that, Samaria, is now suddenly the rest of GT is unlocked, so you could have your ice rod in the rest of Meyer, you could have it in TR, you could have it in the rest of GT. Where do you go?
Yeah, that's a really tough choice to make. You could find flippers, yes, but do we really want the flippers? No. Because that takes us to swamp.
Yeah, no. You just want that to be buried so deep, you just, no.
Yeah, just no.
So the game gives us a hookshot and a hookshot cave, a Samaria in Meyer. Does it give us an ice rod in TR?
If that's the case, then that's the moment where I'm like, okay, game. I know you're trying to pull a fast one on me, but like, why?
I mean, we have access logically to everything in Turtle Rock except Trimax, so you just gamble there, and if you're Mr. Buyer, looks like Meyer could be the no, he's going to Hookshot Cave. He has not been there yet, right? So Amerith has not been to Hookshot Cave either, so okay. Alright, and Mr. Buyer gets that care package from Hookshot Cave, we'll call it. And Check's human gives us our first look at Vitreous for crystal number 6. But Silvers, you're kind of like, hi Viddy, bye Viddy.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna pull a really old analogy that I used to say a long time ago, but it's with a Silvers Viddy fight is the equivalent to playing the game of Space Invaders.
Okay, Maris just did a really weird double jump sort of thing up to the top of the screen. That was pretty funny. Okay, does Chex go to GT or TR? I think we're about to find out what that decision is.
Yeah, I think realistically speaking, you probably want to start with TR.
I would think so. You want to do at least the rest of the basement, right? I mean, you've got title room you don't want to do. You got compass room. There's going to be your big key in there somewhere. You go get the big chest, and at that point, maybe you consider TR.
The choice on Check's human side the decision that Check's team is going to make though is GT, which I guess which makes more sense over the TR play, because you have the entirety of the right side to you, which includes Tabra, and you also know that Big Key's here. So at that point, you probably just climb GT.
Mr. Bayer gave us some checks in Turtle Rock, but no Samaria.
I imagine this is just a tile room. Big Key.
Oh, 20%. Here we go. 33%. 50%. Tower room!
I am a witch, and I'm also a scientist. I'm a witch doctor.
I have never seen anybody go backwards through GT like this. But we don't have a mirror.
Well, yeah, you don't have a mirror, so there's no you have to do this. Oh, and also a good thing too is you actually have to get wall mastered here.
So Malmo's right, there's going to be a small key in the big chest at this point, so I guess you climb, because going back up Death Mountain to TR, not a huge deal, and you got to beat GT anyway, so just wipe it out. Go to TR if you need to, and you know it's there if it's not here. And from Chex' standpoint, you just start from, like, what, Laser Bridge, and you go back? Well, no mirror. Ew. Wait, you don't need a... I don't think you need a mirror to get the Laser Bridge. Fake way anyway. No.
No, you. It's a little bit. You have to do a little more stuff with it anyway. To do the mirrorless to get over to Laser Bridge mirrorless, but it's not that bad. Our runners know how to do this.
Ooh, look where Zeke's going.
Yeah, this is going to be the play towards Misery Mire, and this is what happens when you get rid of the rain while it's in the glitched rain state.
I think Chex is realizing that it kind of needs a small key. Oh, he's not counting his keys.
Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Zeke decided to do the funny bird toss.
Well, you got it. It's for the fans.
I mean, this is a daily, so makes sense.
Exactly. If you're not memeing, are you truly on Restream?
Restreaming a daily race, mind you. So here's the big chest. I believe this has to give a key, yeah.
Because he opened the middle door there on the right, so there were no chests available. So it had, well, I guess, yeah, I think it did have to be a small key.
Yeah, it had to have been a small key here, just because of the fact that you didn't open the door there. Also, yes, this is the one time, other than like entrance modes, that you do see the big chest opened up in GT. Other than like very rare exceptions in normal play, normal no glitches play.
Zeke, you're gonna get your Samaria soon, my friend.
I think he already got this. I think he already got it.
I don't think so. I think he has to hit the switch to unlock it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in the lobby chest.
No, I think it's in the chest next to big chest. I think it's a compass chest. Or...
No. It was a spike chest. Yeah. Malmo is actually is confirming that. The one that's next to the bridge chest.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It's in the spike chest. Okay, yeah, you must have it.
Yeah. He does have it. It's in his inventory for a reason.
Right.
It's about heart beeps, but it's not double heart beeps.
Checks, you gotta be careful, my friend.
But here's the thing. I would unironically put on the double heart beams on a day. Oh, that's. Oh wow. Okay.
Use your blue. Checks.
Drink the potion.
Checks.
Drink it. Okay.
Thank you. Drink the potion. Ignore the mirror shield. Just it doesn't exist.
Yeah. It doesn't. It's not real. You ain't. It's just not real at all.
It just doesn't exist.
Yeah. The big yellow thing that's in front of him, not real. Not at all.
It's gone. It's fine. And Hamarith being the fourth and last one to be a little bit disappointing with these down.
And just a little disclaimer: yes, you still have to climb GT in Hyper Major glitches or even Overworld glitches. There is a good reason to do it here. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, come on! Oh, that's even worse.
GT, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Why?
Just get an ice rod here, please.
Oh my God! Game. It wanted you to climb GT before going to Mire.
Give me an ice rod, please.
It wanted you to go to Mire to get your Samaria, to go to GT to climb to get that lamp to go beat Mire. Oh my God! Okay, Render. Where's Ice Rod?
I didn't roll this. I did not roll this. This is Jaxie's doing. I did not roll this.
Okay, so now we have two checks on the book tablet thingies. We've got the mushroom. We've got Swamp Palace suddenly available to us. This has a little bit of spice left in it, Render.
It sure is. Oh wow. We've got effectively 3 fetch quests here. We've got flippers. We've got book. We've got an actual flipping fetch quest in the form of a powder.
Yes, Mushroom Musquake technically entrance to the front of TR, which we don't need.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, you only get access to the front of TR. That's it.
And checks clipping out of bounds, gonna get you in trouble in a regular seed, but HMG, it's just fun.
A clape. It's a clape.
That is what happens if you clip out of bounds in the Agatu arena, everybody.
Yeah, it's more just for swag, and it does save a little time. Actually quite a lot of time in fact. So yeah, that's a thing.
And the mirror is still outstanding too. Like, the mirror doesn't do a lot for us, but it's still evil.
I mean, granted, you probably don't need mirror in this because we can get the Swamp Palace through Mire and Hera.
Okay, we didn't mention it earlier, but Zeke is at 5 crystals, going for 6 for Pod. We got Mr. Mire entering Mire, gonna get that Samaria. Is at 5 crystals currently. Amarith is gonna be making that trip to Oakshot Cave now. I'm pretty sure that's unfortunately last location.
All right, we are gonna do a mirrorless smith chain, everyone's favorite smith chain.
Which we've already seen. Unfortunately, it's not going to amount to go mode.
All right, yeah. So, effectively speaking, we are retracing each other's footsteps at this point. So, I guess we'll take a little bit of an opportunity to not only just say, go ahead and follow these runners and follow our crew, but also to kind of just step back for a second and say, what do we need to do now? What's our next plan? I'd say TR.
I'd go TR. Like, worst case, nothing's there, whatever. Just start going to those fetch quests. But at this point, everybody's going to be going through the same thing you are, so you know that no matter what, there's a good shot other people are making the same decisions.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like a normal seed where it's like, oh my gosh, was my progression in Pendant Eastern Palace the whole time, and someone else made that dip early. In this seed, it's like, no matter what you do, you gotta go get that hookshot from Hookshot Cave, along with everything else. You gotta go to Samaria to get that, the Samaria, or you gotta go to Meyer to get Samaria. It's just a bunch of disgusting things presenting their face here.
I did see that right. Yeah? Chuck decided to use the powder from get the magic bat check from behind. Like, I did see that right? Like, he pulled out his sword and used the powder from behind to get the magic bat check. I
totally missed it. But Malmo's right. Landmo does have another item. Oh, we're doing a bat check.
Okay, this is just in the hunts for an ice rod. If this is an ice rod on Ped, I'm gonna just say Jaxie, why? Okay, good. It's boring.
Still, Jaxie, why?
I mean, true. I mean, Jaxie gave us a complete clown show of a top of GT.
If we're not careful, Jaxie will take over as the worst roller besides yourself and me.
I mean, I have a high standard when it comes to bad seeds.
You do, but this one, yeah.
Have you seen the runs? Have you seen any of my free enterprise rolling? They're terrible.
Okay, Check's gonna go turn in purple chest, probably gonna do bombos at the same time. No, probably not, I guess. You don't have a mirror. Well, you don't need a mirror, it's HMG, Lana.
Yeah, it's HMG. Forehead. It's just 4 clips. Forehead.
You just clip up on the thing to check Bombos tablet, it's free.
Forehead.
Exactly.
Wait. Alright, looks like Mr. Buyer is gonna go ahead and this is just I believe this this is just Buyer back, okay. Make sure. Don't want to double check. Alright, we are seeing a Bombos tablet check.
Is this our ice rod?
It is! Let's go.
Climb required.
Oh my Jaxie, why? So that's go mode at 127.11 for Jaxie. Without a mirror. Who needs a mirror?
And nobody else is even in GT at this point.
Yeah. So this seed wanted you to it's a required double dip to go in. It required Meyer double dip. And then I put my tongue.
Well, logically.
Yeah, logically. It logically wanted you to double dip Meyer. And after I bit my tongue, I was going to say before I bit my tongue was not only that book you had to clip 2 bombos to get over to clip the bombos tablet to get the ice rod there. So that's not only logically required, but also fully, completely 100% required, without a doubt required.
We're gonna find our mirror on Laser Bridge, right?
Yeah, and you were supposed to, and as Malmo also to fill in a bit more logical detail, you were supposed to clip into from Myra to Hero without a fire source to get that fire rod. It is. Okay, I. Oh, this seed.
Pleasure doing this with you, renderer.
Yeah, likewise. I've said before and I'll say it again, it's always a pleasure commentating with you. I'm at no words.
The seed.
I will say though, I do appreciate that. I do like this Snake Man cover for Mega Man 3.
Oh, it's so good. This MSU in general, there is not a bad track.
Yeah, it's one of those very chill MSUs. If it's like late at night and you want to play rando, you just put on Super Guitar Bros. It is just a very chill MSU pack.
And I think there's like a Super Mario mix Guitar Bros. It's just so good.
So it looks like Mr. Buyer is going to try and clip into going to swamp here.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Wait, are we gonna see the Specky clip? I wonder if we're gonna see the Specky clip here, unless we're not gonna do it. I guess we're not doing it.
Okay, this is normally where we play like a GT guessing game in regular seeds, but we've already been to GT. We beat it. It's fine. It was in 22.
Yeah, and effectively this turns into a and effectively this turns into a fast game after you kill him anyway.
Yes, indeed. We did not have to kill Aga, so no super quick way to the top of the pyramid, but regardless, it's fine. It'll be pretty quick to get there.
I was worried that Chuck's Human wasn't going to get the zero cycle, but he did. But yeah, that's a very quick Trinux, and that's what happens when you get a zero cycle. Oh, we're seated. We're seated. Yes, we got the Specky clip. Let's go.
I missed it.
It was on Mr. Byer's side.
Okay.
That's a really cool clip. Specky, my man. That is really cool.
That is crystal number 7 for Chex Human. I'm gonna go fight a big pig right now, everybody. Unfortunately for Mr. Buyer, this could have a mirror.
And that pushes a Buyer way out of the way. Very cool water graphic, by the way.
Little does Mr. Buyer knows. Just gotta go find GT, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. No, not a big deal. It's pretty normal. I love this.
Zeke's betting on TR. Check's falling into Ganon. That is a cool graphic there. Like a bunch of Fs. It's like paying its respects.
I wasn't thinking that way. I was gonna comment though. That's a really nice like nighttime track from Castlevania 2, Simon's Revenge, or Simon's Adventure, Simon's Quest, whatever it's called.
I'm sure Simon got revenge in there somewhere too.
Probably, yeah. I mean, Jack was back in that game, in a very intriguing game in the series, but kind of much like a lot of the NES sequels at the time, kind of polarizing.
Get the Castlevania NES MSU chat. It's so good.
Yeah. All right, that's phase 4 as we kind of just say how cool, how interesting of a game Castlevania 2 is. That's a simple said.
Okay, we got butter, we got silver, we got...
That's a GG.
A very dead pig. Everybody, you know the drill. Get your GGs in chat for Chex Human. As long as you can cross this, finishing first on restream. Meanwhile, Mr. Bayer getting that big key.
Yep.
Render, give him the time.
Yep, Jax Human will finish first on our restream with an official race time at GT time of 1:34:01, which is good enough for first overall amongst our 8 other runners.
Heck yeah, GG checks. All right, meanwhile, Mr. Bayer, big key.
And we'll see if Jax Human will want us to join us for an interview on a Jaxy Y seed.
All right, looks like be joined shortly. It does appear.
All right. While we wait for Jax Human to join us, Mr. Bayer is now heading up to the tower, climbing a GT. And as I say that, Jax Human is here of us in the booth of us. So GG's.
GG's, Jax.
Thank you.
How about that hookshot cave?
Yeah, that was so funny. Coming out of there, it was hard to recollect all the progression in it. Of course, Flute's not progression, but...
Oh yeah, it's quality of life item.
Yeah.
But the rest of the end of the game is like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, what are we doing? Are we doing this again, Seed? We're just gonna give a whole bunch of stuff in the top 4 of GT, and be like, what? Why are you giving all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm obviously it sends you in different directions. So, did people go to Swamp Palace?
Mr. Bayer did.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, he's climbing. He's actually climbing GT now.
I think, ironically, for an HMG, the only thing we did not find between anybody is a mirror, which is probably in Swamp at this point.
Right. Seems to be the way this is going.
Oh, looks like Zeke did find a mirror, and it was on Laser Bridge.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
That's funny. Since I found the small key first, I didn't find the mirror.
Oh, that's actually pretty funny. That means you actually have you have to do if you wanted to get the Laser Bridge first, you have to do the mirrorless Laser Bridge, which is not a hard thing to do.
I guess some prefer it, but yeah.
Oh,
I think I prefer mirror wrap.
Sorry about that. Go ahead, Chex.
Yeah, I think I prefer the mirror wrap, but mirrorless works as well.
Yeah. So, other than that, any thoughts that you want to interject other than the ones that we just said?
I really need routing improvement. I'm not very efficient. And I don't know. But the way I play is I play thorough, so it was alright. I don't know. Finding so much safety early makes things a little easy, and I prefer a harder seed, but that's okay. So yeah, it was alright. It was pretty funny. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people before the race were practicing the new clip to get through Swamp Palace. So that was everyone was exercising this new glitch to see if they could do a hammerless swamp. And of course, Swamp was really well gated and not even a crystal, so it didn't matter.
And I'm pretty sure Mr. Bayer went into Swamp probably to exclusively do that and show it off, probably.
Okay.
I feel like that's the case because, like, I did see it. I like just for a brief second. I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. Because I had mentioned this at the top of the stream because, like, this it's an interesting tech by none other than Specky Specs, which, by the way, really cool runner. Rising Star. And it's like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll be a convenience for HMG, which has Hammerless Swamp in its logic anyway. So this will be something akin to Herapot, where it's allowed and it's a convenience. Not as logic breaking in this mode, of course, since this mode expects Hammerless Swamp and does not expect a medallionless Hera. Let's call it.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Okay then.
Is Master Buyer self-locked at this point?
What am I seeing here? Can you?
I think this somehow clipped into the.
He entered the Witch's Cauldron. So
What?
this is a soft lock that can occur when you do a fake flute, right? Is that how he got here?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, if you fake flute to 2, that can happen.
Yep.
Huh?
Gotta be careful.
That
Oh,
I've never seen that before. Granted, I don't ever fake flute while I'm in while I'm in the overworld, just because I prefer to YBA fake flute when I'm playing no logic, just because it makes more sense that way. But that is something I have never seen before.
apparently you moved too early. Mama says if you wait, you can get out.
Yep. Before going, before walking. But yeah, Malmo's the only one I've seen where that occurred.
I see.
So it's helpful to have that explanation from her.
Huh. See, in all the like what 1 or 2 years since I started consuming anything glitch modes, I have never seen that happen, like ever.
Yeah, this game's like that. I'll be showing you a little surprise.
Okay, Mr. Buyer, you just gotta go to Bombo's tablet. Wait, Mr. Buyer, no, Mr. Buyer needs to climb.
Well,
Wait.
here he did do the climb because he already has book.
Okay, I
book
thought
and
he was the
powder.
one who climbed. So Meredith is on the track. Zeke's on the track. Yeah, it was definitely Mr. Buyer. Okay.
Yeah. Also, I will comment that what you did, Shex, with the magic bat, I was like, wait, you can do that?
Yeah. You can do that.
Okay, I'll have to. That's probably a party trick that I'll have to employ sometime if I ever decide to do a race just for fun. Because I already know of my party trick, and that's the cold stare dome staying on the screen, and that's my party trick. When you select over, like when you select our map over.
Okay. That's new to me.
Oh, it's as soon as here's how I still press select when the glass or the ice dome starts to fade away, and then it just once you press select and when you continue on, the ice dome stays on the screen. There's no collision, and you can go inside it.
Okay.
It's very cosmetic, but it's something that I've employed, and I actually knew this because of Link to the Past Ken, funnily enough. And I was like, okay, this is amazing, and I love it. I want to see more, and I figured out a way to do it consistently. But please make it quicker than just like menu into a map or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun part.
Zeke! Oh my gosh, he climbed without a key.
Oh,
I think he also opened that bottom door in the middle. And then forgot to do what Chex did, which is go get that small key. Speaking of
That
Chex,
was so
Yeah.
silly.
you were counting your small keys, were you?
I don't do that.
Fair enough.
I don't
So-
count. I don't count either.
Go ahead, Render. I'm sorry for interrupting with that. I just feel so sorry for Zeke. He's got to climb GT again.
Yeah.
I would if I knew what I were doing. What I meant to do was do tile room first, but then I was too lazy.
That makes sense. Yeah. I was like mumbling to myself. Imagine if it's just Tyrone Bicky, like just as you pass it up.
Yeah. Should have just done it.
And then it was. I just said, I'm a witch and I'm a scientist. I'm a witch doctor.
And mumble to himself. What he means by that is say at the SG, be like, "Hey, imagine." And
Yeah.
it was.
Oof.
Again, I'm a witch doctor.
Well, that's pretty painful for Zeke, but glad that it's gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's a tough mistake. It's a few minute loss, but overall, you're still in a running for a good position in the race.
I better hop off. So thank you, Professor Render and Lanavine, for commentating, and Malmo for tracking.
Yeah, no problem. It definitely fun. It's fun to see glitch modes again as we return from the tournament break that we had to get through the group stage and the first round of brackets in the main tournament.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Chex. We appreciate it. GG, see you again.
GG's.
Okay, so we got Zeke on the road to go mode. We've got Mr. Buyer who's gone into TR. Just gotta get the Bombos tablet. But I think he's already done mirrorless Smith chains, so that makes a little less incentive to go down there. And as Jax was saying, a big thank you to Pixcalibur and Super Malmo World for handling all those tracking for us. We appreciate it. And Render for joining me on commentary today. It's been one heck of a seat. I love it.
Yeah, a very fun seed to kick back to get ourselves back into the glitched groove here on the daily races again from after our tournament break that we had to make way through the main tournament. Which, by the way, a lot of exciting developments during that main tournament. If you want to see if you want to catch up on that, make sure you watch the VODs on Speed Gaming because there are some good ones. You don't want to miss them.
Absolutely. We don't want to spoil any results here without you guys watching yourselves, but suffice it to say, listen to Render. It's been a fantastic tournament so far, and it's not over yet.
Oh no, we still have we have a lot of round 32 matches to go through before we head into our round of 16. All right, so Mr. Buyer now heading into this into Mimic Cave, still on the hunt for that ice rod. Not in his mind this works out, but in it is a good play, but it doesn't pay off. What we know is that we need to see Mr. Buyer head over to Bombo's tablet in order to get that ice rod and be able to finish this thing.
Mr. Buyer flew to 7.
All right, we're gonna do the Hera clip, which, by the way, yes, you do see Hera a lot because it is the fastest way up the mountain in glitch modes.
To answer a question in chat, only one person went into Swamp. That was Mr. Buyer a little bit ago, but yeah, it didn't come up with anything in the little bit he was able to do. It did it before the GT climb, did not have flippers.
Looks like Amara was trying to go into GT, but end up getting stuck, so it has to reset.
Okay, this looks to be from Mr. Buyer. Gonna go get that purple chest, route that in with that Bombos tablet, so it is time.
Yeah, so this is just gonna be a play for the purple chest, which is fine. That's not the worst thing you can do. It's not gonna lead him to anything, but in the context for Mr. Buyer, this will lead to Ice Rod. Oh yeah, that's a clip that you can do just to get there faster. Just save 2 screens.
Okay, Mr. Buyer, about to be second runner on Restream and Go Mode here.
Yeah, this is gonna probably feel pretty bad for Mr. Buyer. But here comes the Bombos tablet for Mr. Buyer, and that will be the Ice Rod for Mr. Buyer and Go Mode at 150.56. And you don't save a mirror portal, which really that's not really that big of a deal. You know how to get there anyway through glitches.
Yeah, probably faster just to glitch back to the laser bridge than it is to actually take the portal. So
all right, so Mr. Buyer now heading into Laser Bridge. Also, yes, so now you're hearing the tunes from Amarif. She is running the Crypt of the Necrodancer, which if you have heard that name before, you probably would have heard it from Cadence of Hyrule. Probably, without a doubt, the most well-known and most identifiable MSUs. Probably the most popular MSU choices for restreams, because that is a game that was made by the folks who did Crypt of the Necrodancer as a collaboration with Nintendo to do Legend of Zelda Crypt of the Necrodancer game.
okay, Zeke third on Restream to get into Go Mode, 152.28.
Yep. So this will be a flute over to the Turtle Rock. Over that mountain to get to Turtle Rock. Mr. Buyer about to enter phase 2 of this fight, and that is a fight completed. Alright, so for Amarith, she has to go up to she needs to go up to the GT to get the random assortment of items that all of which are pretty bad, but one of them has to lead to something, and one of them is that something is the book, which leads to Bombos tablet for Ice Rod.
Ignore the flippers. Ignore the mirror.
Yeah, at this rate, you probably would have to. You're hoping you're not wanting to do that at all. So Zeke is going to go and do the mirrorless. Is actually going to do the mirrorless laser bridge. So which it's interesting because Zeke has mirror, but I guess he's more comfortable doing this way, and I believe
I think he's locked.
I believe he may have been. I don't know what. It looked normal up until I believe the end. I think. Because it ended up getting soft lock. I believe he may have missed it by I believe a pixel or something. I don't know.
Very close.
And this is this is the nature of beast when it comes to glitch modes. If you're off by at least a pixel or a sub-pixel, then you run the risk of a soft lock or a hard lock for that matter. It is simply you gotta get it like essentially just perfectly. You can't have 1 pixel of a difference. You have to be exact. There's that mirror for a Marif, and that's kind of bad for her because that does point to some mirror checks. But other than that, that's GG's out for Mr. Bayer. We'll go ahead and finish this race out. The official race time.gt time is once he goes ahead and crosses the bridge here. And that will be a race time.gt time of 1:55.43, finishing 6th overall. And we did see one of our finishees as well. That is Tam. So here we go. Tam will finish 2nd place with 1:37 flat. 3rd place is Darkened Sky with 1:40.25. This is not Yoho finishing 4th with 1:48.09. And Brett Kun finishing 5th at 1:53.54.
GG's to all of them. Alright, looks like Amarith is going up to Ganon's tower.
Alright, once we're waiting for Mr. Biden to join us here, you're seeing Zeke Highwind about to finish up this Trinex. So we'll put him at 7 crystals, and then that'll mean he'll be ready to face Ganon.
Okay, crystal number 7 for Zeke Highwind going to fight the big pig now.
Yep, that's Oh, also, hey, this is Bayer. Joining us in the booth here. So GG's.
GG's, Mr. Bayer.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, this kind of was pretty bad. Interesting, a pretty bad scene as far as like the HMGs are concerned, but like it was,
yeah.
But logically it was kind of intriguing, if not still bad. I don't know.
So normally I'm good at bad seeds, but the seed was like set up to like perfectly screw over like the way I approach Hookshot Cave now.
The hookshot being in the bone chest was like the first sign of trouble, and then everything else kind of just like falling into place. Was like, wait, hang on, slow down. What do you want me to do here? What do you want me to do here?
Yeah, I wish you could have seen my face during it, because I was like gobsmacked. It was like actually like the worst possible combination of items that could have been there.
Yeah, it pointed you to. It basically just all said all signs point to Meyer, and that's where Samaria was. I mean, logically, you had to go there anyway. So that makes sense because Hero was Meyer locked. But yeah, it's very interesting seed, if not bad.
Trying to think of how much differently I would have done, like how routed if I had done Hookshot Cave the first time. Because like I'm pretty sure every single item in there would have been nice to have, like in between when I could have gotten it and when I actually got it.
One hookshot, blue mitts, and something else useful.
It was Ether.
Oh, ether. Okay, yeah, required for a mayor.
So flute, one benefit of like the fake flute route is that if you have flute at that point, then you can just instantly activate it right after fake fluting, and then mitts would have made getting into ice easier, which was kind of, that was a thing. The seed, ice YBA did. It was cool, but also not super fun.
Okay, really quick, everybody get your GGs in chat for Zeke. High wind. Sorry, Mr. Bayer, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, Ether would have meant I could have dipped Meyer first time through.
Yeah.
And then hookshot's hookshot. Obviously that's good. And I also had problems in ice, so the hookshot would help there too.
And nobody routed in Hookshot Cave quickly. It was one of those things that was late for everybody.
To interject here, Zeke has finished third with an official race time GG time of 2 hours and 43 seconds, finishing 7th overall. Also, speaking of Zeke, hi Zeke.
GG, Zeke.
Yeah, that's a thing.
This is a seed.
This is a seed. Also, Jaxie, why? Yeah.
Well, Mr. Bayer was giving us some of his thoughts. What do you think overall? Hookshot Cave, whatever. What do you think?
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get banned from speed gaming, so I'm trying to pick my words carefully.
Can't blame you.
I can't blame you. Yeah.
What is there to say about the seed that the seed didn't already tell us?
I made the hookshot, and hookshot came was one thing.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. It was everything else that was like, okay, what? Okay, slow down. What? Why are you pointing me to Meyer now? I mean, granted, it makes sense because Meyer, Hera was logically locked behind Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
And Meyer was logically a double dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that lamp.
Yeah. The less said about it, the better.
After doing every dark room in the game.
Yeah. Less said about that, the better. But, like, it was after the fact, like, when you go up to GT, that's like, okay, why? Why are you throwing this at me? I just want to get my final crystal for crying out loud.
About the coolest thing I'd say I got to do was I made my Smith turn-in and flute activation cool. So.
Sorry, Mr. Bayer, go right ahead.
Speaking of GT, it's kind of funny because it kind of felt like the sequel to the Hookshot Cave, because like Hookshot Cave had like 4 items that were like
incredible.
Lol, why didn't you get this earlier? And then GT also had 4 items upstairs. It was book flippers, lamp powder, I think.
I know it was powder because I remember that after the second climb I got to do.
Yeah, it was. I think it was book flippers, lamp powder, and at that point the seeds was like, congratulations, now you're on an awful ice trot hunt because everything just opened up at once.
I mean, at least it's the easy option to do. You go do your book checks because they're fast.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Mr. Bayer. Oh my gosh. You went
Yeah,
well.
about that.
Where did you go, Bayer?
Not Bombos first. I'll say that much. Well, Bombos is kind of hard to go to because you can't really do it with anything else.
That's why I insisted on doing it as quickly as possible. In addition, I still had land mode to go back and do before then.
Right.
So,
See, I think the worst part was when I fake fluted after GT, I was planning to do like, I think it was Potion Shop, Powder, Smith, something? And maybe Bombos at that time, but I got soft locked.
oh no.
I had to reroute and ended up pushing Smith Chain like way back on the priority list. And Smith Chain is what would lead you to Bombos tablet.
See, I did Smith Chain earlier because Mitz tipped me off that something might be needed there, and look, it was absolutely nothing as usual.
I think it was intended for ice, actually.
It was. Was it? Technically,
Yes.
I think it's
Maybe
intended
not.
for
But
ice. I think it's intended for ice, but there's nothing in ice that you could feasibly just put it off in the until you had the flippers.
Huh.
I mean, the game intends you to have one of those two ends get to ice nowadays. Because we did remove flipper wrap from logic.
yeah, I think it's just Mets now. Because I don't think, Mirror Wrap and Flip Wrap are both out of logic.
Oh good, Amerith is not making my mistake.
Yeah, there's that slight small key issue. I didn't even notice until you walked through that door and you're like, uh-oh. We tried to.
I mean, on top of that, it was a 1 in 4 chance I'd get messed up on that one.
It's true, but there was unfortunately an additional small key put in the big chest.
Yep.
And the entirety of that issue, I think, was that pretty much everybody decided to spend that key on the middle door down in the basement.
I didn't want to go back up the stairs.
Yeah, everybody did the same, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay, I thought like 3 out of 4, but I was wrong. Alright, so Amerith kind of getting all these items to be like, game, what do I do?
Let's see where she goes after this Aga fight. I made sure to do the slowest possible Aga fight I could just for chat. There were some of those bug net shots, I'm not sure how they hit.
But it's the same thing though, right? You do the bug net and you're like, half the shot should have hit but didn't. So
no, I had none of that. Amerith, you can't hover on this moment.
It just evens out. So do you two do this mode pretty often, or is it just one of those on occasion things? SG Daily, let's do it.
Yeah, I do it. Well, I kind of main glitch modes. I haven't raced normal modes.
I'm a little out of practice, and it kind of showed, but I do enjoy playing HMG.
Pretty much like me, did you stop doing these modes after the Mentor tournament?
No, because I was never in the Mentor tournament.
Right, okay.
And I like the mode, so I play it. It's just hard to slot in time when you have Challenge Cups and main tournaments and 80 Keys tournaments to play.
That is true.
Speaking of the Mentor tournament, I was kind of like, I kind of want to see how I would do in a no glitches seed compared to new players, since I don't really race it, but I also am not like new in terms of routing and execution.
So, Amerith, did decide to go ahead and throw in the towel at this point. Don't blame her. It's been a long seed, but I think she's done with that Ice Rod hunt at that point. So GG's in chat for Amarith.
Might also be trying not to hold up you and Profren. And Malmo and Pix for staying up late on this, because it is 1 a.m. Eastern.
Yep, 1:10 specifically.
And I know that you happen to be on the eastern side of this country, Prof.
Yes, yes. Also, speaking of which, hi, Amarith.
GG's to you.
So, where in Swamp Palace is the Ice Rod?
On Bombo's tablet.
It's on Bombo's tablet instead.
That part of Swamp Palace, okay.
It's on the part of Swamp Palace that's to the left.
Right.
Before you get into Swamp Palace, you go left and go read the stone tablet.
Yeah, just simple as
That
that.
part of Swamp.
Funny seat's funny.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Look at that hookshot cave. Look at that hookshot cave.
That was a thing.
Yeah,
My
and I'm
first
like,
trip on the mountain, I was like, I kind of want to do hookshot caves, not just for the bonk shot, just because you never know, right? I'll just go into Turtle Rock instead. What could possibly hurt?
right.
Little do I know.
Little did you know.
So yeah, Amarith, I made a mistake.
What did you do?
I opened middle door in GT.
How could you?
Yeah, I also did not go ahead and go get the small key after the compass room. I think you know where this is going. And the answer is it's not going through the pre-Moldorm door.
Well, at least you fared better than I did.
What happened to you?
I stumbled around without any sort of glove or hammer for like the first 30 or 40 minutes because I was like, wow, cool, I got a bow because I went to Uncle first and like all this other cool stuff. Like,
I was not
Man.
happy with that bow.
Yeah, Uncle got bombed.
I was not a fan of that bow because I did Uncle immediately after rushing Eastern.
Oh. Well, I didn't like that bow because I actually did a Thieves Town dip early. So I was like, yeah, bow advantage. And then it's on Uncle. It's like, okay, well, that just flew out the window.
yeah, because I got that bow and I was like, well, let's just do front of escape while we're here. Okay, we'll clear that out. Dark Cross. Hey, cool, free sword. Let's go up the mountain.
Yeah, I found that
Oh, the
bow.
last card was Dark Cross?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I did have Tempered really early, so I guess I can't complain too much.
So, Amarith, what were your thoughts on the seed? Please
Like I
keep
said,
it safe for
It
restream.
was funny. Like that hype cave was really cool. I thought about it, and it's one of my problems of like, I think about a location like, man, it would be really cool to go there, and I either don't go there or I go there too soon. And this was one of those cases, so I just laugh at it because it was funny.
One of those that could have been routed really weird either way.
Yeah, that and just like a lot of times it's just like forgetting how to do certain things, having to stop for a minute and look something up, failing the GT clip for like 5 minutes in the end there because I like always mixing up like which directionals you have to hit it like to go to do what part of the clip. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, my glitch that decided to give me trouble was TR getting in position for TR mirror wrap.
Oh, lucky you had a mirror.
Yeah, it was on Laser Bridge.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's funny. Yeah, I guess since we're just about heading into wrapping things up here. Do any of you have any final thoughts before we close the book on this interesting seed? Put it lightly.
I'm going to agree with a comment from the race room from This Is Not Yoho, where if I wanted to hunt for the Ice Rod, I would have played No Logic. I don't want to play No Logic. I never want to hunt for the Ice Rod.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's just a normal seed.
Alright, I hope I never end up with, like, a hookshot cave that screws me over this much. Hopefully
Oh,
this is the only time.
Were you trying to put off Hookshot Cave for a hookshot?
No, because I do well, yes, sort of, but I do hookshot. Like I do hookshot cave like on the first loop through Dark World, or at least I would. I passed through it, and every single item in there would have helped in between.
Just in addition, thank you for the restream. GG's. Since he's not here and probably could call it a night, GG's to Chex Human as well. So our last member of this restream crew. Restream party. And thank you, Professor Lana Bean, for the commentary. I'm excited to listen to back because Lana Bean comms are always a fun time.
Aw, thanks.
Thank you, Pixcalibur and Malmo, for the tracking, and Speed Gaming for putting these on. Well, I'm glad to see the dailies back in business. I missed them. Anybody else?
Now that everything's slowly
Me.
calming down a bit.
Thanks, Maine. Well, it'll be back. The dailies will be back until your other the term UTEP admin goes on, Amerith.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So yeah. So thanks for everyone for playing this, and hope you have a good rest of your nights or mornings or wherever. And yeah, and just to reciprocate what Zeke said, please give all of our runners and our crew a follow. They put on an excellent performance across the board. And our next daily race coming up will be on June tomorrow on Thursday, June 8th at 9 p.m. This will be an open 7-7. Once again, this is our first week back from our tournament break in the daily races. So if you ever wanted to play the daily races, but wanted to learn how to play race rando or get your feet wet, the daily races are always a good place to join. Join our Discord, and if you liked what you saw in terms of glitches and you want to try it out yourself, please join the Discord as well. Check out the Glitch Talk and Glitch Training channels. Because they have all the good tech there. And with that being said, I'll let Lana Bean take us out from here.
Thanks, Renderer. And yeah, and just let's reiterate, follow everybody in the chat here. We've got links to the runners here, including the wonderful Mr. Buyer, Chex Human, Zeke Hyman, and Amareth. All did a fantastic job. Thank you so much for doing all this. Like you were saying, thank you so much for joining me today on Comms Render, and thank you so much to our two trackers today, Super Malmo World and Pixcalibur. Give them a follow, and thank you all for joining us tonight. Wherever you are in the world, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good day, and be safe out there. We'll catch you all tomorrow for the next SG Daily, or perhaps for the next main tournament match. So have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy.